Alright, so I'm going to show you my favorite snatch drill, which I will start every beginner on. And it's basically just covering your hardest position. The hardest position in a snatch is moving from, or transition in a snatch, is moving from a knee to your hip. And it's almost guaranteed going to be what you're going to mess up the most in the beginning. So what I'm going to have Dallas do is show you what I sort of jokingly call the Fab-5 drill. And the reason is because you have 5 positions in this drill. You start with floor, knee, the hip, the knee, back to the hip, and then you snap. So she's going to do that with this stick here, or PVC pipe. Alright, so you got the floor. Good. Excellent. Go ahead and do a couple more. Good. Let's do another one in slow motion, and I'm going to talk through it a little bit. So at the ground, here, the bar is over the base of her toes, and her shoulders are largely behind the bar. She doesn't have any weight on the bar, so it's hard to actually lean back enough to make that happen. But you want to largely be right on top of the bar. Moving the knee. Good. At the knee, the main thing to think about is knees back far enough so your shins are perpendicular to the ground. I don't want your knees so far forward like mine here that you're zigzagging around your knees. You want to make sure you've got that angle, a 90-degree angle from the floor and your shin. Alright, move your hip. Good. And at this point, her shoulders are back behind the bar again. Back into the knee. Good. Shoulders in front of the bar, and then back to the hip. Shoulders behind the bar. Good. So that's the basics of that drill. The hardest part again is moving correctly, as she was doing, from the knee to the hip, back to the knee, back to the hip. And if you have to, just do it more often. Do that 6 times if you've got to do that 6 times. Because you need to make sure that that is totally subconscious. You don't want to be in a position where you've got weight on the bar and you just can't effectively move in that direction. Nice. So what he just did there is like a variation that I start putting people doing, where you just go back down to the knee and then finish the snatch. And finish. There you go. So once you've gotten past just using a stick and you start using a bar and some light weight, that would be a drill I'd have you work on quite a bit. Up to the knee, to the hip, back down to the knee, and then finish. There you go. And the idea being you want to mimic in your second attempt from the knee to the hip what you did the first time. You want it to be identical. Very good. All right.